Now this is Hollywood Unlocked. Yo, what up, everybody? This is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. I'm Jason Lee.
I'm Melissa Ford, a.k.a. the Curve Queen.
Yeah, it was DJ Damage.
All right, hopefully you're listening to this on iHeart, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and we're also on YouTube, so please tell a friend. Mm-hmm. It's been forever since we've actually had a podcast where we've talked about what we think about what the fuck's going on out here in the streets.
I was talking to somebody and I was like, these are kind of sort of my favorite shows when we just do host banter.
And we get to talk to each other, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we just were in Miami together, so we talk to each other.
I know, y'all are fancy on a yacht and stuff.
But no, I do agree. Like, I think people do want to know our opinion. I get asked so many times on Instagram, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And my thing is, if I'm not being paid to say it, I don't give a fuck.
How about that?
Period. There's so many people online giving free commentary about what they think, and nobody really cares.
Cut the check.
If it ain't about $1, it don't make sense. That's what they said.
That's true.
All right, so I'm also excited for Christmas. You know, Hollywood Unlocked, we have the live music event that we brought to LA, Hollywood Unlocked Live.
Yeah.
You're the DJ.
Hello.
Okay, so you're out there playing all that ratchet shit that I don't know about. No, you actually play. It's a good vibe.
No, I mix it up, man. You know, reggae, Afro beats, R&B, soul.
No, it was good. I ain't gonna lie. I knew all the shit you was playing.
Okay.
Except for the Afro beats. But about side note, the song "Already" from the Lion King soundtrack, "Already," that's the Afrobeat sound that Beyonce created that genre. For those of you that don't know, that song is actually playing in my house right now, all on my Sonos system. But anyway, I got distracted. This month of December 22nd at the Peppermint Club in LA, we have Faith Evans, my favorite artist who's been on the show.
Epic.
She's performing live, band, background, lights. Well, no lights, but she's performing.
You got some lights in there.
Yeah, but they ain't got like...
The band is crazy, though.
The
Shout
band
out
is-
to the band.
You know
The 22nd?
The 22nd of December. There's no free tickets. You must buy your tickets. This shit costs a lot of money. But I will say that, the band director is Roger Troutman's son, Andre Troutman.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
From Zapp and Roger.
Wow.
It makes sense.
That's why he's so damn good.
Yeah, the band was crazy.
Yeah, but we ain't playing in LA, so make sure you come out December 22nd, Faith Evans, Hollywood Unlocked Live. I'll be in the building. I'm the host. He's the DJ.
Hey.
Yeah.
What do we do now? We just catch up with what we've been doing. Melissa, what have you been up to?
I have been taping my podcast. I'm
How's
here
that
for the
going?
food.
How's the food?
Rule number one, don't bash your co-host on the show.
How's the food been?
The food has been incredible. It has been a smorgasbord. It's been a buffet.
Okay.
And people have been very engaged. I obviously wanted to do something very different from what we do here. And so I've been just having like special interest pieces, walking special interest pieces. So we just had the Mr. Marcus episode yesterday. Whoa.
The legend.
Yeah.
Mr. Marcus is a legend.
Yeah, he is. And
Mr. Marcus, for those of you who don't know,
They know.
has a dick.
He
And he uses it for work.
he's one of the most famous porn stars.
Not in my Rolodex.
Okay, fine.
Makana Man, that's who I look at.
Who the hell is
But apparently he just faked the HIV test, and there's this big controversy. So
wasn't-
until that status comes out, I won't pause with that.
It wasn't HIV. It was syphilis.
No. You're talking about the other guy.
Makana Man, my guy,
Yeah.
he did not. He faked an HIV test because he was on. I guess he was in a rush, so he just figured he would Photoshop a test. Well, the girl found out and went off online, and Makana Man is under fire. So right now he is in my saved library. We are not viewing the videos until further notice.
Can I see a picture of this person? I
Well,
don't
And
know.
not
just
to
Google it.
Not to be confused
But
with
he
Mr.
actually
Marcus.
he reached out to me to tell me that
Right.
why he did it and all that. I have a personal relationship with my favorite porn star.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Marcus was AKA Jesse Spencer. He was on the show, and our audience really liked him. Like he's a really nice, chill, zen guy, and but the comments were on fire because one of my co-hosts she's very Christian, and she came off as
Praise him.
very judgmental.
Okay.
So let's just say there's a lot of engagement going on.
Well, good. Engagement's good.
Porn stars are used to judgment, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in a room with your dick out and you fuck somebody you just met in the hallway at the Folgers cup. You had a couple Folgers. Hey, girl, what's up? And let me put my dick in you. So, I mean, yeah, you're used to some judgment.
You know that's not how it works. There's like castings and they sending in paperwork.
They do not sit there and network about how the fucking fuckery is going down. Nobody's like, okay, am I going to hit it from the back? They don't do all that. There's no
Okay,
scripting.
wait. Have you been on a porn set? Do you know?
No, but I am an official porn connoisseur. I've watched enough to know enough.
I actually know a porn director. It is kind of like mapped out, and there's scenes and camera blocking. It's like a whole production like this.
And you got to remember, when he was doing porn...
There's no production at this show. What are you talking about? We literally just walked in and sat down.
I'm just saying, we got
morning.
lights, cameras, angles.
But you got to remember, he's been doing porn since we had like VHS machines. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not old enough to remember what those are.
Stop it right now.
No, I don't.
Okay, fine.
Actually, I'm old enough to remember that the cable box used to flip from A to B.
Listen. Wait. Do you remember when the auxiliary channels, like at 11 o'clock, when you used to get the snow and the music and?
Well, no, because when we did A and B, we were young then.
Yeah,
I mean, we weren't old enough. I wasn't. I mean, I don't even remember having a color TV as a kid.
Do you remember the rotary TV?
Yeah.
What's that?
Like channel 1, 2, 3,
and then flip from A to B.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you remember the commercials? It's was it 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? Do you know where your children are? Do you remember that stuff?
No, because in my house it was 11 o'clock. Do you know where your mama at?
My mom had a big screen TV that pulled out a projector and it aimed at this.
You know, I'm glad that my misery is entertainment. It real shit. My mom wasn't in the house at 11. She wasn't in the house at 11 o'clock. But speaking of that, I have something for both of you.
Oh,
as you know,
here it is.
Now, let me first say as a disclaimer that these are glossy, but they're going to come in matte finish. These are the promotional copies. So please, I mean, you know, the endorsements aren't in here, the forwards, but I think this is Melissa's.
Are they signed?
Melissa's? Yes, I actually signed them.
Thanks.
And this, so the book.
And I ordered one as well.
I know, but I appreciate the support, but I wanted to give you an advance copy because I do want to talk about it next week on the show.
Yeah.
The title "God Must Have Forgot About Me" is out now. I will put a link right here for you to figure out where to go and get it.
Slide this over right here.
I love the.
Look at the close up.
Listen.
Look at the close up.
So shout out to Jessica Pierce who did the photo shoot, and Adam, our videographer, director, everything of digital, shot the behind the scenes. This cover actually took 5 minutes to shoot. I got out the car, went upstairs with a black t-shirt, took 3 or 4 shots, literally said goodbye. Am I lying, Adam? Went back downstairs, got in the car, and drove the fuck away.
You know what's scary? I'm reading the first 3 lines, and I can already hear it in your voice.
What does it say?
I remember sitting with my accountant. I'm going to read this. I'm going to be cracking up. Not in that kind of way, just because I know your tone and your voice and delivery. This is good.
Well, I will tell you, this book has done many things. One, for the fans of Wildin' Out who are wondering why I'm not filming in Atlanta, I took the season off because that book has led me to therapy. It's led me to a lot of self-reflection. Tomorrow I have my physical. I have a referral later this week to a therapist. And I'm sharing this in part because I had a conversation with Charlemagne where we were talking very heavily about mental health and health awareness and really dialing into who we are. And he said to me, we were at Tiffany Haddish's birthday party, and he looked at me and he said, "Why do you never smile?" And I was kind of like, okay, I do smile.
Wait, Charlemagne asked you that?
Charlemagne said, "Why do you always have a mean look on your face?" And I thought, like an angry look on your face. And I said to him, "Well, you know, this book is a lot. When you read through it, I think it gives you context. I'm not, and I'm gonna be clear because people online are saying, oh, do you want us to think differently about you? I don't care what anybody thinks about me coming out of reading it, but I will say I want people to read it to get more context from one of who I am, but two, you know, it'll tell you who to give that book to because it will help somebody going through it. So it was a heavy experience. I'm taking this season of Wildin' Out off, and I said to myself in November when I told Nick and them I wasn't coming back that all December I'm not traveling, I'm going to therapy, I'm working on myself, and then boom, Wendy calls, can you come to Art Basel? And here we are in Miami. So in Miami, I learned the power of saying no, that I'm going to say no. I canceled my New Year's Eve trip. I canceled my trip to Italy on Christmas. I'm literally going to just focus on the mental wellness and the work that I need to do on me. And then I have to do press for the book. But that's going to be a therapeutic experience.
Okay, so wait, why did you cancel Italy? What are you going to do instead?
Nothing.
Sit still. Stillness. He needs stillness.
Go in a jacuzzi. Go swimming.
With both your phones.
Sauna.
No. I've actually been turning my phone off at night. I've been, I run a digital media company. I can't just unplug from the world forever, but I'm learning better boundaries. And I've actually learned some things that I'm going to apply in my life immediately that are going to help. Number one, if you do take a trip with me, now you have to give me head. That's number one.
Wait, okay.
I'm sick
So
and
are
tired.
we ever traveling again?
You guys aren't you're my friends. I'm talking about these niggas, right? I feel like I've given myself to different people.
Just took a turn.
I've given myself to different people who've not been worthy of giving myself to.
Right.
No. I'm not going to say yes anymore to everything.
Just no.
Because even like going to dinner, I will just pull out my credit card and pay because it's easier to just pay and go away. I'm going to go to dinner with people who can also pick up the bill. If you can't pick up the bill, you can't go to dinner with me. Even though I may pick up the bill, you have to be able to pick up the bill too. And just 3, be more selective of how I respond to my phone. I respond to every message, text, tweet, this, for the most part. Just not responding anymore. So yeah, those are just a few things. But the book, I want your honest opinion.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
Yes.
I love it. Like my friend wrote a book.
Well,
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
If you've been, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, because I'm interested to see. I'm glad to see this. I'm interested to see what you're gonna do if you do talk about your story. And then down the line, I think I want to have something to share as well. So this is inspiring.
You should, and I'm going to tell you, if you've been watching the show since day one, and if you haven't been watching the show since day one, you can go back. Jennifer Lewis was here on the show. We had read her book. I read it on the way to Hawaii. You read it. It was a very deep book. She came on the show and talked about it. Probably one of my favorite, if not my top 3 favorite interviews ever.
Yes.
The last thing she said was she looked at me and Melissa. And she said, tell your story. Make sure you write your book.
Yeah.
And I had left there feeling encouraged to write the book. But then after having interviewed Tiffany Haddish when we did the live and reading her book and hearing her audio book, I was like, I'm going to write this book. So I started this process almost a year ago. The title, God Must Have Forgotten About Me. I have so many Christians on my Instagram telling me, he ain't never forgot about you. You got to read the book to understand that was a revelation at the end of it, of a very dark period in my life. But it is a question that I think people ask when you look at people next to you and say, well, why is that, God, what about me? Or why is my mom doing this? Or why am I being molested? Or why is this happening? You do ask the question of like, the God that you're told about is supposed to be there to protect you. And you do learn different revelations throughout life. And I'm telling you, this book was so heavy that after chapter 1, I couldn't even read the rest of it until I had to read the final version because it was just too much.
Right. Now, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
You are one person that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. Like anybody that's ever tried to count you out, I'm just like, you don't know that man. He is the most ambitious, driven person I've ever met, you know? And like, you've literally said you were going to do something and it's all happening at the same time. Be careful what you wish for, people. Be careful what you wish for.
I'm looking at the chapters, right? Tell me about chapter 11 in here, man.
What's chapter 11?
It says toxic ass Negro. It don't say Negro, though. But tell me about what happened there.
Well, when you go through life, not having when you go through life not having felt love, right? Your mother gives you up. Your father is never there for you and has abandoned you. You get molested, you're abused, you're thrown into the foster care system, which is the most craziest thing because there's so many people in and out of your life that are paid to care for you that they really don't. And then you get out and then you're thrown into the world to figure it out. Then you get shot, then you get just different things happen. You start to forget what being loved or feeling loved feels like. So I think at a certain point I got into a relationship where the relationship was not about what love is supposed to be about or what a relationship is supposed to be about. It was more about how the physical felt, what I wanted to turn it into, what I wanted to transform it into. And I was in a relationship with a toxic ass nigga for 3 years and in it for 3 years. So that chapter was the revelation of how I deserved a much better partner. And then when you go into the next chapter, I think with Latour and all of that, you'll hear more about that.
All right.
So,
come on, Jason. We proud of you, man.
I have a feeling I'm going to be able to finish this inside of like 24 hours.
Well, that's the greatest part about it. So it's a quick read, 220 pages.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be more pages when the acknowledgments and all that is there.
Yeah.
I got a text from Queen Latifah this week who I emailed the book to because I'm asking her to write the foreword and she hasn't confirmed doing it yet. So I'm going to put it out there in the universe. Dana, please write it. But she texted me back and she was just like, wow, this is powerful. So She said she likes it. I love it. I hope you guys like it. I want your honest opinion.
Yeah, no, you should be extraordinarily proud of yourself. This is amazing. This is amazing. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it.
Well, I'm going to do the Audible version too. So I'm going to read it in my own voice. We're setting up a tour. The tour will be out. Please stay connected. If you don't follow me on Instagram, again, we'll put up my Instagram right here. You can go to my Facebook. You can go to fucking the website. It's going to be everywhere. And if I come to your city, you better come out and buy the book. And I'm asking people to buy 2 books. There's a couple things I'm asking. Buy 2 books. Buy one for yourself, because when I was going through the death of my brother, there was one book I really feel that got me through, and it was a daily affirmational book that I gifted to tons of my friends. I probably bought 100 of these books and just gave them out. It was a book by Iyanla Vanzant, and it's called Until Today. You literally read 1 page at a time. And it like fills you up for the day. So by the time the day beats you up, the next day, there's another affirmation. This book, I think, is going to be that for somebody if they can just get it for themselves and gift it to somebody who needs hope.
Yeah. The gift of literature is amazing. There's a few books that I've bought so many times because I keep giving it away. One of them is The Power of Positive Thinking. It's an old book from the 1950s, but it's just everything in it just still
present to today.
it still rings true. Another book when people are going through breakups is The Journey from Abandonment to Healing. Like, it sounds really tragic, but that book has helped so many people that were at in the depths of despair of losing, a relationship that meant a lot to them. And then, I did. Books are really, I agree with you. Buy 2 copies because you're going to want to give one away to somebody that needs to read it. That might be going through something similar.
There's a good book called Unfuck Yourself that you definitely need to check out.
That.
That's a great
What is that book about?
About really
how to
getting
get out of your own way.
There you go.
Have it.
We just said it at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
Getting out of your own way.
I have it. I'll lend it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to read that.
And Daring Greatly too, if y'all looking for another book to help you get out your own way. Daring Greatly.
Listen, the book, I know people are saying, oh, he's just saying this because it's his book. I'm so proud. It's probably my proudest work out of everything I've ever done. More proud than the work I did for the labor movement. More proud than the work I did for the Trayvon Martin campaign. More proud than the work I did for Barack Obama in 2008. Everything I've ever done. I don't believe anything is better than the book that I wrote, this one. The second book I've already outlined. That's more of a
business book.
But more of a business book, more of a how-to, but it really is going to be that's going to be a crazy book too, and I'm putting a lot of shit in it. Wendy, we were in Miami. Wendy Williams, we were in Miami this weekend, and she says, "So was that book?" She's getting off the yacht, and we went on the yacht, and she says, "Is this book the tell-all?" And I said, "No, the next book is going to be the tell-all. The next book is going to be tell-all/business, but it's going to basically." It's going to be a motherfucker. But this book I'm excited about, putting together the tour. We're kicking off in Stockton January 14th and 15th. The book is out January 15th and available now for pre-sale.
Perfect.
Dope.
All right, so what have you been up to?
Oh, me?
Mr. Travel Partner.
We was out in Miami turning up, got on a yacht with Wendy. Who else was there?
Juju was there. She looked beautiful.
She's
really
so
good. Chocolate and pretty. Gosh.
She did.
Facts.
She was.
Yeah.
Damage was shooting his shot the entire trip.
I didn't really shoot a shot.
Damage.
They passed the ball. I dribbled a little bit.
I went downstairs to check on Wendy, who was trying to find TV. I went upstairs to sit in the front of the boat, the back of the boat. I didn't see Damage and Juju. I went into the main cabin, and there they were talking over Sour Patches.
Okay.
But no, that was a good time. That was my first time on some jet skis too.
Oh yeah, we did jet ski.
Definitely
that was your first time.
First time, bro.
You weren't riding like it was your first time.
Hey, once I got on there, I was like, I was born to be here.
Jet skis are not easy.
It's scarier than I thought too. I thought I was gonna low key down. When I first got on, I was like, "Yo, I'm probably gonna."
Not me. I was out.
Yeah, he was going.
I was out. The funny part is, I didn't really think about us on the yacht, meaning like people riding by. It was so funny. If you have Wendy Williams sitting on the back of the boat, you got me, Damage, Juju, Sky, and her boyfriend, 600. By the way, I think they fucked on the yacht. Let me get to that in a minute.
Facts.
People were like, we were docked on the water, or not docked, but we were in the water, on the jet skis next to boats with other black people. So people, they like riding their jet skis up to our boat, looking in the boat and this and that. It was so hilarious because I was wondering, why is everybody pulling up to the boat? Now I realized why everybody was at the boat.
Y'all boat was lit.
But it was a fun time. Shout out to Gloria Estefan. If you're in South Beach, go to Lario's on the beach. Best food ever.
The food was amazing.
Lario's.
Tore that shit up.
Yeah, but that was my first time meeting Sky. Yo, she's super dope, super chill. From Black Ink.
Oh, okay.
She was like, "Who's Sky?"
No, because I mean, Justine Scott. There's a few of them. It could have been.
Well, Justine Skye is dodging everything Jason Lee and Hollywood Unlocked because she know I got questions about Jordan and Chloe and Kylie and Travis and Stormy and I got so many questions for her. She's just avoiding us at this point. But shout out to you, Justine. Just know one day you're gonna be right here, and I got all of the questions waiting for you.
She's beautiful too.
But no, we had a great time in Miami. Art Basel. Art Basel is still officially Black Basel. Black people have taken over Art Basel.
Completely.
That beach is filled with our people, and I didn't see one piece of art.
Really?
I didn't see any art. I mean, we went to town to town. This is the bad part about it. I want to seem so cultured, but I went there for Larios, Wendy, the yacht, and that was pretty much it. But I didn't really see any art. I mean, I did go to Lauren Reidinger's house. Shout out to her. She's this massive billionaire that owns shop.com and Market America. But anyway, she's Larsa Pippen's friend who owns the 3 mansions that are connected. Anyway, she had the party after the yacht with Fat Joe. And she has a ship outside her house that's styled in all Hermes. That's a whole other conversation. She ain't playing.
Not a yacht, a ship.
But everybody was at that party. And shout out to Fat Joe, who had his album release party for his new album, Family Ties. And he had everybody from Too Short to DJ Khaled. By the way, DJ Khaled has lost a lot of fucking weight.
There you go.
DJ Khaled is slim out here almost.
Wasn't he doing Weight Watchers?
Yeah, and he's
like the face of it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, for Weight Watchers.
I walked up to him. I said, "Nigga, if you lose any more weight, you gonna be a new nigga."
He's slim.
He looks really good.
Okay.
Shout out to DJ Khaled, but you know him and his wife. They I think share a birthday or have a birthday around the same time. So they were there together. She's glowing, having a baby, and the party was really really good. Funny thing is, after that, we went to Idris Elba and Diplo's party. I had put me and Wendy on the list. Wendy had tapped out because the yacht was just too much, too long, and the days before were just too much.
Sounds like me.
So I go to the party, and when I get there, the publicist says, "Okay, we're just gonna wait for Wendy, and we'll walk you in." I said, "You ain't gotta wait for no motherfucker. You gonna walk me in right now." So I'm texting Diplo like, "There's a problem. I hope there's not a problem." So their faces are baffled, right? And then I go, let's be clear. Wendy was on my yacht. I wasn't on her yacht. Don't do that Hollywood shit with me in Miami that you waiting for another motherfucker to get on the boat.
Right.
I mean, to go in the party.
Yeah.
I'm here, you know, and they ended up taking us down. And the bougie part of me walked in, didn't like it, and walked right out.
Was Idris DJing?
You know, somebody was DJing, but it was it's gonna sound so bougie. There was no VIP area. Like it was. Just
it's actually a real party.
It was like I was in a club. Yeah, but I didn't know anybody there. And then Diplo was at the bowling alley part across the thing. So I just left and acted like.
Where was it?
The
at
basement.
The Hotel?
It was at the basement.
It's at the basement. You know how the basement's a little tight? You ever been to the basement?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, the basement, it was
a basement.
Okay, wait. Question for you guys, because you were there at the same time. Our friend Kelv, Brother Nature.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What were you? Do you guys know what happened? Because apparently, I'm still reading reports and it's conflicting. But he was in a pizza parlor or something like that, and then some guys jumped him. And
Brother Nature, from what I seen, was popping off. He was popping off first.
Now let me go ahead and spill this tea real quick.
Okay, please.
Brother Nature was here on the show.
Yeah, he came to do another show.
His name was Kelv.
Kelv.
He brought a goat.
Goat, yeah.
We interviewed the goat.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Kelv was a really sweet 19-year-old who wasn't fucking bitches and who was just new to LA trying to find his way. Yeah. I've since seen him out.
Yes.
He's a different nigga now.
Really?
He got new teeth.
He glowed up.
He got a new body.
He glowed up.
But that attitude isn't cute.
Okay.
And he wasn't rude to me, and I don't think people are rude to me because they know who I am and they know I'll pop the fuck off and don't care. Now, I ain't going to attack you in public unless you attack me, but I can get on this thing right here and tell people who don't know out there about you.
Yeah.
He didn't give me the cool vibe. He gave me the little cocky boy vibe. And in Miami, you were there. We were at a restaurant, and a fan like put her arm around me to talk to me while we're in the middle of eating. People walking up. I can say no respectfully. No, I'm not gonna take a picture, or we're having dinner or whatever. But if you give off that vibe, you run into a real nigga who'll whoop your ass.
Right.
And I think from what I looked at on the camera, he was going back and forth. He walked up to old boy. Him and his partner didn't like it. And what looked like a confrontation ensued, and then he got his ass whooped.
Now, and you got to understand, like, Brother Nature, people want to just have pictures and, say they with Brother Nature. So for you to get in altercation, like, from what I seen, he was popping off.
Okay.
Now that's only from what I've seen on the video.
Okay.
I ain't seen the other videos.
Well, the owner of the pizzeria popped off and said that basically he called the guys outside,
See?
and then they beat his ass inside. And here's the deal: I don't know Brother Nature like that. I will say that I'm an energy person.
Mm-hmm.
When he was here, over there before we got kicked out.
Yeah.
We didn't get fired because they didn't pay us. But anyway, shout out to them. But I mean, they that was
He was really sweet and humble and on the come up.
He's not that. I don't get that he's
and
that
your
guy
name
anymore.
is Brother Nature. You should always be sweet and on the like.
Yeah, but that goes
What's the
back
point
to
of being
social media.
arrogant?
That goes back to social media. Half the people on social media aren't even fucking real people. They pet these little animals, and then all of a sudden, they're
Mad he
this
has a
and
real
that.
animal.
Fuck out of here with all that.
Listen, I don't know. I just, okay. Anyways.
Well, you asked the question. What you think about it?
Daniela.
Canela.
That's
I know. I mean, I don't know. He's young, and it's in. He got a quick jolt of fame, and I think it does.
He got a good jolt in Miami too.
Yeah,
and
it does things to people's egos.
Well,
and then especially when they're young and they don't have anything to kind of anything to ground them, which
Ass whooping to ground you. Ain't nothing wrong
An
with a little
ass
ass
whooping
whooping.
will ground you.
You live to talk and live to tell
Yeah.
another tale.
It
Like,
was
he's-
everywhere though.
But the reason why I don't get attacked, I think, is because I don't. Everything I say is the truth. I mean, I may say some things that are a little salty, and people may say you should get your ass whooped. But what I say is the truth.
Right.
Like this tea I'm about to spill.
What? Oh Lord.
This morning, I was minding my business, laying in bed, wondering who I was going to fly in. And I went to Instagram, and on Hollywood Unlocked's Instagram, our staff on the East Coast, before I woke up, posted a post from YG. He posted on his IG story. He says, "What Young Thug said," he quoted him, "Don't get shot trying to comfort my bitch while we going through it. I know where niggas live, black ops." And I said to myself, see, I was going to let this tea slip by. I was going to let it slip by because we broke so many exclusives over the weekend that I really didn't want to go there unless there was some meat to it. But I'm thinking I know what I think I decoded it.
What?
So I'm at dinner at Prime 112.
In Miami for you all.
Prime
that don't
112 on Ocean Avenue. Shout out to Miles. It's one of the best restaurants
know.
out there.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Floyd Mayweather and the girl he's
is
in love
good.
with right now, who I hooked him up with. Shout out to her. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to smoke with the money team.
Deep fried Oreos.
They were having dinner, so I pulled up to have dinner with them.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're sitting there, I was sitting by the door. There's
Mm-hmm.
a big table right there in the corner. If you know Prime 112, you come in, it's right there. Front row seat to all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
And
the one on the right or the one on the left? The
one on-
community seating
No.
or the big table, the room?
The big private,
Okay.
not in the room.
The private, okay.
No, the one by the bar.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Sitting right there. I'm sitting right on the edge where I'm facing the window, but can also see the door.
Got
So
a
I see
peripheral.
everything
Got a
coming and
peripheral.
going. Noriega's in the building. Everybody's coming in. It's Prime 112. Everybody's there for Art Basel. And Kalani walked out. And I go, there goes Kalani. She don't really care for us. I don't think she does. I love Kalani. I think she's beautiful. She's from the Bay Area. She's talented. Whatever. She got swag. She's bisexual. She got a baby, but she still got niggas and bitches, apparently. And I'm like, damn, it's Kalani. And then comes out
Right behind her.
Tory Lanez.
Wow. And you sure you think they was together?
They were dining in a private dining room. Yes.
Well, it wasn't that private since they walking out.
Well, she walked out ahead of him. And then he walked out after. The only reason I caught him coming out was he wanted to get a photo with Floyd Mayweather, and he came over to the table to get a picture with Floyd.
So he blew up his own spot.
And I didn't even speak to him. I didn't say nothing to him because, we've invited Tory here on the show. I actually like Tory Lanez because of his antics online. I think he is a version of Tupac, not musically, but in terms of being an artist that has a very strong opinion about things, and he speaks out and whatever. He's a rebel, whatever. So I really like. He'd be a great interview. He didn't want to come on our show unless we only talked about the music. This is something I'd want to ask him. What were you doing at dinner with Kalani? Are you and YG beefing now? Were you out with a nigga's bitch when he was going through shit? What's happening? Why'd you punch Prince from my Love and Hip Hop Miami? Why are people say you steal their music? Why is Eric Bellinger say you stole his swag? Those are all questions that I would want to ask
How's
him.
your hairline doing? Maybe.
See, I'm indifferent with the hairline because niggas be coming for me in my wig. Okay.
Well, he started using this new. I follow this line called Organic Hair Grow or something like that. He started using their products, so I'm gonna be charting his hair growth to see if I should buy.
You gonna follow the journey?
Let me say, you know, I don't want any smoke from Kalani. I don't want any smoke from YG. I don't want any smoke from Tory Lanez. I'll take it all, but I don't want it. I'm just saying that I think I decoded the message. I'm inviting Kalani, YG, and Tory on the show to talk about it. I will bring a fire extinguisher so we can put out the fire, or I'll bring some matches so we can light some other shit on too. But I never knew them to be friends, and I never knew them to hang out.
Maybe they're talking about doing a duet.
A duet?
Okay, fuck, wrong word. A
no,
collab.
That's not. No, Tory Lanez sings.
Yeah, a collab.
Well, YG posted this cryptic message, and
that's a lot of smoke.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire.
That's a lot of smoke.
In terms of YG's message.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what's going on. Y'all can sip on that.
Well, what's Kalani saying on IG?
Kalani has not responded.
Okay.
Now, there was a video that apparently surfaced of YG kissing a white girl, a fan, that I guess that caused some strife in their relationship. This is what I heard in the passing because, you know, I started asking people around South Beach what was going on, and, you know, people are saying that there was that had happened. But I like Kalani and YG together. I saw them all during Fashion Week.
Dope.
They are a really interesting, edgy, kind of sexy young
They're really sexy looking couple. Yeah,
like
all the tattoos and shit. They're both really beautiful people, tatted up. They're just easy on the eyes.
And both have beautiful babies, and both love their children, and both could be great together. But, you know, shit happens, and I don't know. That was interesting. Another thing that happened, we broke a really big story over the weekend that, you know, some people are picking up. But I'm telling all of you, if you're listening, if you're watching some of those other pages or outlets or sites or whatever they're called these days, and they're not breaking these stories or picking these stories up, that's because, one, they're jealous because we actually know the real tea and what's happening, and two, they just don't want to support me because they know that once you come to our page, we're showing you the real tea. So Iggy Azalea is fucking pregnant.
Yeah, that's crazy.
6 months.
Yeah.
What?
By Playboy Cardi.
I didn't see that coming.
No,
I didn't see that becoming a baby situation.
Why? Because people thought Playboy Cardi was dating. What boy was he hanging with? He was hanging with what rapper was he hanging with? He was hanging with another boy.
Well, he's part of the like the ASAP crew.
But weren't they saying allegedly? They were trying to allege that he was in a gay relationship with another rapper.
You talking about Uzi?
Uzi. They said
because they were best friends and stuff.
Well, I don't know. People had alleged that they were in. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I still didn't see that coming. Like I didn't know that relationship was that thick. Listen, why you?
Oh, sorry. I
didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either. Cause
they've been in a relationship though. You know that.
We had just seen evidently she took a whole shit ton of pictures before she started to show.
Yeah, Iggy Azalea.
Because we've been seeing
she kind of crept into that. Yeah, she had a plan.
Listen, so I helped to facilitate Iggy's deal over at Fashion Nova back in the day when I worked with them as part of their, you know, helping them with their influencer stuff. And she shoots a lot of content at a time. She shoots tons and tons of content. So she probably had a lot of content saved up.
She did it right.
And she wanted to keep, I guess, her pregnancy pregnant. But since she's past the first trimester and the baby's there, might as well just put it out there that she's pregnant. So congratulations to her and Playboy Cardi.
Wait, did she? Was there a response from her?
She blocked us, but here's the other thing: Iggy Azalea, Chrissy Teigen, Odell's unblocked us, Chris Brown that's blocked us. All of you people, do you guys realize? Number one, my staff have dummy pages. Some of their pages are just pigs. Okay, I think you have a pig page, a hamster. Okay, we got hamster pages. We still on your page. Like, you don't block us because we see you, and when you block us, that just makes our hamsters want to go and see what the fuck you're doing. But yeah, apparently the new classic is blocked, Hollywood Unlocked, and I'm really perplexed by that because when Bad Baby threw a drink in her face and tried to beat her ass at Cardi's party, it was me who stopped her. Not only stopped Bad Baby and threw her out the party, but I actually dried Iggy off. Like, I actually took a towel and wiped this Aussie all the way down. Not, well, I didn't wipe her down the way Playboy Cardi did, but I wiped her down.
Wow.
Well, congrats to them, man. That's beautiful. Babies.
Congratulations.
Okay, well, moving right along. Jocelyn Hernandez, welcome back to Love and Hip Hop franchise. That's another, I was out hanging
Miami
out.
and Atlanta?
I was hanging out with some, I don't know if she's in both. That's what another outlet reported.
Okay.
That's not what I heard. But, I mean, she's back on the franchise. And, you know,
people are excited.
That came by way of a drunken night with friends, and people just get to talking, and I get to take a note. So, welcome back.
She's back.
Wow. I know people were really looking forward to her. coming back.
I was.
Yeah.
I think Jocelyn Hernandez.
She's excited.
She was partly what made Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I mean, who else were we turning in for her? Stevie and
Episode 1, Stevie, her, and Mimi was going crazy from the gate of the show. It was like, what?
They made that franchise. I mean, they made that part of the franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought they were great TV. So welcome back.
Oh, okay.
Is Stevie still on that show? Or he's been since removed.
I think last season he was there with Faith Evans. So
okay,
we shall see.
Okay, got something to look forward to.
Yeah.
For all of you trying to get on my level, especially those of you who are competitors,
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this
I'm
is
just going
for.
to continue petting this thing because there's just one announcement that hasn't come out yet, and we're waiting for the new year because we finished 2019 so strong that I said to myself, why bust the last nut this year? Just carry one over to 2020. And so in 2020, me and well, this ain't Tony because he's a lion, but whatever his name is, you'll learn about that soon. But just know I don't play with animals. I don't play with teddy bears. Everything has a reason, and this is a big reason for 2020. I can't wait to tell everybody.
I'm excited.
Are you going to a safari?
No. I'm coming to a place near you, but not a safari. No, this is exciting. MGM sent me this. Metro Goldwyn Mayer sent me this. So, yeah.
Okay, we got some clues on today's show.
Go do your research.
If somebody figured out, do they get something?
No.
Get a free book?
No, but I am sending out 10
cheap.
books to fans to write reviews on. So I have 5 so far. So if you believe you should get a free
can I
book.
get one for Blue?
No, Blue can buy the book.
Blue,
your co-host?
Yeah, she writes.
She could tell her to buy one.
And she'll write a review.
Read the book and gift it to her.
You bought one and I gave you one, so give her the one that you bought.
Done.
Boom.
Done. Okay. And she'll write a review or something.
Game is to be sold, not told. All right, let's get into the topics today. What's going on?
Well, rapper Juice Wrld died at 21.
No.
That story was it was everywhere, and there's a lot of controversy about it because some of the details are kind of coming out of it. So he passed away after suffering a seizure at Chicago's Midway Airport. His flight from Cali landed early in the morning, and after leaving the plane, witnesses said he suffered a seizure while walking through the airport. He was reportedly still conscious when he was rushed to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead a short time later. He was with a group of about 10 to 12 people at the time, and 2 of his security guards were arrested for having guns on them.
Which doesn't make sense because they're licensed to have guns. But anyway, keep going.
They had a conceal and carry permit valid in the state of Illinois, but it didn't allow them to bring the weapons into the airport. The pilot flying Juice's jet called police on the ground after he discovered that his entourage had weapons on them. And the FBI and FAA agents met Juice and his team on the ground where they conducted the search. And at some point, Juice is reported that he was spotted swallowing numerous Percocet pills, which may have contributed to his death. So that's what everybody's kind of speculating on as to whether or not he caused it himself, and trying to hide the fact that he had illegal drugs on him. At some point, he was reported being watched by federal agents who believed he had drugs on his private jet, and they'd been watching him for numerous weeks, and they'd even searched his jet before. So,
what do you think?
First of all,
I think it's sad that this is yet another young life snuffed out. A really talented individual that was just getting his start in the world. I also think it's unfortunate that, that the speculation of his death is just kind of, I don't know. I'm still kind of marinating on it because it's just really sad. 21 years old, he barely started his life. I'm just thinking of like where I was at 21 years old and how much life I've lived, bad, good, or indifferent. I'm blessed to have gotten to the age of 43, and it's really sad. It's just really sad, and it's just like I feel like a lot of these rappers they kind of promote a certain lifestyle, the perks, the lean, this, that, the other, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I remember when I was coming up, like, the drugs when I was in high school going to college was alcohol, some weed maybe. Now it's like kids in high school are finding pills. Like I didn't even know what pills were. Like that was something that older people did, or people that would go through some type of traumas and they would get hooked on. And it's crazy how that stuff is starting to trickle down to our youth. And for him to be having, codeine on the plane, pills and weed, it's like, I think this is time to really look at this generation that's coming up, and we have to start trying to do what we can to kind of shift that, because for heavy drugs to be so prevalent in high schools, and not saying it never was, because of course there was always heavy drugs around, but for kids to be jumping on at 12 and 13 doing Percocets,
the glorification of it
is insane.
What
it's
I'm talking about, and it's
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, when we first got the show with iHeart, I don't know if you remember, but one of the hip hop rappers I said I wanted to interview was Juice World.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know. I don't know Lil Uzi's music that much. I mean, I know who he is. I don't know his music that much. He's another person I'd want to interview. But, you know, the Trippie Reds and all that other shit, I don't know all that shit. I don't listen to all that shit.
Three talented dudes, though.
It's not what I'm into. Yeah, they're talented, but it's not my thing. I'm an R&B, gospel, 90s hip hop guy. That's what but I like talking to people. And the one thing I liked about Juice WRLD was, you know, Lucid Dreams and some of his music was very melodic, and also it captured young people. I remember standing on the stage at the Real Street Fest when I went to go introduce her, and I remember she followed Juice WRLD, and I was standing on the side of the stage, and there was this kid that
was iHeart.
2019 has been so busy that I don't even know where the fuck I've been. It was the outdoor stage at the iHeart Music Festival. I went to introduce her. She followed Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
No, she followed Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish followed Juice WRLD. Anyway, I was on the stage when Juice WRLD was performing, and there was this kid that caught my attention. And this kid was rapping every single word to his song. He was probably like 13 years old, but he was being held up, I think, by his parent. He was passionately rapping every single word. He was catching every inflection of the beat. This kid, Juice WRLD, had the youth. He had them. And you know, what people don't realize, and this is why I don't listen to a lot of the shit that I just mentioned, because these rappers nowadays, they glorify a lifestyle that these kids literally want to emulate because they want to be like them. Yeah. So there's no responsibility. I'm going to call a couple people out. One, French Montana was just in the ICU and is either still in the hospital or may have just gotten out. And in part because he said too much partying, not enough hydration. But some people are speculating that there may have been lean or other things involved. Lil Wayne has suffered seizures several times as a result of drinking lean. And Famous Dex sounded off yesterday, and he's also had seizures on stage mid-performance. These people don't realize that they're not only killing themselves, but they are also perpetuating a lifestyle that's saturating the minds of young people.
Boom Gang, remember him? Now he's cleaned up.
I don't trust her. She could have drank all the lean she wanted and seizured all the way to hell. But my point of the rappers,
it's definitely a trickle down.
There's a trickle down effect, and people have to own that. And I think that there are so many kids that are influenced or impacted by these rappers. And it's just sort of like, damn, you know, in some houses where there may not be a strong parent or two-parent household or
role model.
Influence or role model parents, I mean, these kids are going to eventually succumb to some of the same stuff.
And we got to get away from that scapegoat where they're comparing music to movies, because it's like, oh, movies have all this stuff, but it's already proven that it's something through the music that really influences lifestyle. It is what it is. When you hear your favorite artist sing or something, it does something different to you than when you go and watch your favorite movie. For some reason, you can go watch a movie and everybody's getting shot up, and you go home and say, I'm still not doing that.
Right.
But you hear your favorite artist singing about this and doing that. For some reason, it touches you in a way where it's like, I think that's cool. That's what I want to do. I want to be like that person.
And I specifically, in my book, I don't know what chapter it is, but the chapter, it says Introduction to a Queen. That's Queen Latifah's chapter. When we were texting this weekend, she said to me, I started at this chapter where you met Floyd. And I said, well, why didn't you start at your chapter? And she said, because that's me not wanting to be vain. I said, go back and read that chapter. And I had to say to her, and I was able to text, because I know people read text messages. Like, if you're ever with Floyd, you can't really have a conversation with him if it ain't about what he wants to talk about, because his attention span is very limited. But if you text him, you know he reads everything. So she said, okay, I'm going to read that chapter now. I talked specifically about when I met her. I met her coming out of foster care. I met her 3 days before I got shot. And I met her at a time where my whole life was just, I didn't really know what the world was, because I was in group homes, and before that I was in the streets, right? I said in the book, she single-handedly inspired me to really want to get into being a productive citizen or in the industry, because I was able to come to LA at 15 and see the people on the set of Living Single, productive black people, not doing drugs, working, not trying to kill each other. And I really feel like, you know, when you plant those seeds in a kid's head at an early age, they will grow, whether it's you doing lean and falling out and fucking bitches or you being productive, positive, and inspiring. So I would say to the young people, be very present in what you allow into your heads, because if you're not present and conscious of what is going into your mind, them seeds will be planted, and if they continue to play out, they will grow into a problem. And I really feel like even some of these artists who are online saying, man, this is fucked up, but this is horrible. Y'all niggas is killing each other by perpetuating a lifestyle that you all have embraced.
Yeah.
And Joyner Lucas is taking a hit online because he's calling people out and saying, hey, you guys supported this lifestyle. You continue to promote it. And this is what happens. And so people now are mad at him.
Who was it that tried to come for his neck recently?
G Herbo went after.
Yeah, but he just he didn't understand what Joyner was trying to say. Because it was a passionate reaction.
Because people are passionately trying to protect the image of a person. And I will say, I'm not conflicted at all. I think that you can grieve a person's loss of life
and acknowledge
21-year-old, amazing, talented artist who had a bright future, who had the hearts of kids, who even caught my attention. I don't listen to the shit. Who Wendy even described as being very not body conscious, but be very aware and comfortable in his own skin and not wanting to be perfected. I remember when he performed, he had a vest on with no shirt, some sweatpants and some shoes. I'm like, this nigga just roll out of bed and just come on stage. But he was very comfortable in his own skin. You can have that thought and at the same time say, y'all niggas need to cut this shit off. You can't be flying on planes with rifles or guns or whatever and 70 bags of marijuana and think that it's okay and permissible and think that you're just gonna land and just move through the world like nobody else does.
Yeah.
So I think you can have both thoughts without being disingenuous.
Part of his team has said that they believe that he was being racially profiled because he's young and rich with a new major record deal and flying on private jets and stuff like that, but that's not really kind of adding up.
I'm so sick and tired of everybody using race as a scapegoat.
Once again, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. But if you have 70 pounds of marijuana on your plane, it's not being racially profiled.
Right.
There are procedures for carrying guns on planes. I can fly anywhere and bring my gun. You have to check it in. The airport needs to know. It has to be controlled by them or whatever. You can't just put a gun on a plane or guns on a plane and then just fly wherever. So I think the pilots were right in wanting to be safe. If I get on a plane and motherfuckers got a bunch of guns and shit, trust me, I'm sending smoke screens and everything down to the ground.
I'm just confused on how the pilot knew they had guns. Like, were they walking with the guns out? Like,
I mean, I don't know. But either way, everybody deserves to be
I do
safe.
know this. When I was growing up, some of my favorite artists probably were on all types of drugs and all types of things and parties. You just never knew. Like it was never really put in the music.
The difference is the glorification of it now.
So it's like, even if like
it's
I'm not
in the music.
I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but I think you can be more private in what you do in your personal life through your music. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
well, what's not private is Walmart, and they're apologizing for this damn sweater.
This was hilarious.
Speaking of drugs,
this was hilarious. Walmart is taking some. Listen, at least it's not about like monkeys and stuff like that, But I would actually buy this sweater. Walmart, they're taking some heat over a Christmas sweater that shows Santa appearing to do cocaine. The snowman, I love it. It appeared on Walmart's Canadian website. Shout out to my home country. And shows an odd look.
Apparently think it's okay to have sweaters of people doing cocaine.
And Santa was looking crazy on
So somebody's about to be like, Melissa, you fucking hypocrite. You can't go from talking about
they coming for your ass.
rapper Juice WRLD, perpetuating the whole idea that drugs are okay, and then saying you'd wear a Santa, whatever. I'm sorry, sick sense of humor. It's kind of funny. I didn't say it should be sold, but the sweater appears on Walmart's Canadian website, shows an odd-looking Santa with the words "Let it snow," while lines of coke are laid out on a tray. Who did it? I just want to know who did this, because I just want to know.
It got through different channels. Somebody was like, "This is it."
I want to know everybody involved in the decision-making process of this, and I just want to know more about them, because this is just funny to me.
Well, everybody, when we posted it, was like, "Oh, they owe Jeezy money. They owe Jeezy money." I didn't know why. Why did they say that?
They called Jeezy the Snowman.
Oh, because of cocaine?
Yeah.
So I met Jeezy this weekend.
Jeezy.
Was he with Jenny May?
Jeannie Mai.
Jeannie Mai. Sorry.
I was at Fat Joe's.
I said it with an accent.
I was at Fat Joe's album release party. Let me set the scene. We're on a major mansion, 3 mansions connected to each other, billionaires, boats, celebrities, all rich people.
Right.
So I see Jeezy coming through the party. I'm like, okay, I don't have one of Jeezy's albums. I know he's important to the culture. They say he invented trap. He's known and respected in the streets. I know he's had a lot of drama as well. And he's in this new relationship that is just made Jeannie Mai glow up on TV in terms of like what real love is, and
happy.
she's happy.
Yeah.
I seen them in the basement at One Oak in New York.
Yeah.
I did not go over to their table and bother them because they were enjoying private time. They were very booed up on top. They were just like, you could tell they were really enjoying each other. Plus, Jeezy had a lot of security, and them niggas was like, "Don't even come over here."
Right.
And I do believe the security recognized me because they were doing signals like they were like moving around to where I couldn't see nothing, but I'm like, I'm looking around. So I see Jeezy coming up. So I say to him like, he'd be a great guest on the show. Mm-hmm. I go to tap him, and his security guard grabbed my arm very hard. Now, mind you, nobody grabs me, nobody touches me. People typically recognize me and don't say nothing, but he grabbed me really hard, and I was just like, nigga, you don't want to do that. So the other security guard recognized me and like was like, yo, he cool. Because these are Rock Nation and I deal with Rock Nation. Yeah. Anyway, Jeezy was really nice. I invited him here on the show. But that's my Jeezy story. And I just thought, like, it's publicists and security guards and managers and agents. It's the people around the celebrity that be getting them fucked up.
Right.
Because then now Hollywood Unlocked feels some type of way. Because if I feel some type of way, Hollywood Unlocked feels some type of way.
Okay, well, that's why people were making the Jeezy connection, because he came out as Jeezy the Snowman. Like all his merchandise was the Snowman.
Got it.
And they banned it.
And
like he was trying to do stuff for schools and everything. He was like, you can't have the snowman here. Like you can't give it out. You can't use this logo.
Yeah.
So they kind of hated on the snowman too.
And I know he's an investor in Avion Tequila, or he's a partner, but he's a nice person, very serious person, nice person. I told him I didn't want to disrupt him when he was with his girl, whatever. I invited him on the show, and I don't even know if I got his contact, but I can get to him. But my point is, that was my introduction to the snowman. Right. And that wasn't that was just as equally not as good as this sweater. Again, here's reasons why you should stop supporting Walmart. And this is real. And until Walmart and I can talk, or I don't know, get on the same page. And I'm not saying you can't advertise with us. Please spend your money on the advertisement. I'm just saying I won't personally advertise and come to your
so you'll make me read the ad?
Somebody else got to read it. I'm not reading it. And the reason is because Walmart, one, does not provide health care for all of their employees.
That's why
we as taxpayers do, and it's $1 billion corporation. Two, if you're in a black community or brown community, you've seen many Walmarts. You don't see them in Hollywood. You do not see them in Beverly Hills. You will not see one in Calabasas. And the reason why is because white people ain't letting them in to destroy their businesses the way black people have. So I just feel indifferent to them. And three, they're opposed to unionization. They don't support the unions representing the workers. And I believe that all those employees deserve to have proper representation to fight for equal rights and equal pay.
Well, Walmart has released a statement. They said a Walmart spokesperson to Global News Canada said these sweaters sold by a third-party seller on Walmart.ca do not represent Walmart's values and have no place on our website. We removed these products from our marketplace. We apologize for any unintended offense this may have caused.
Did they remove all the rifles that were killing people too? Because people were buying rifles.
No, they still got that. In addition to that, several other risque sweaters were also taken down after the social media backlash.
Well, you're going to keep shopping at Walmart because nothing I say matters. You're going to go get your 10-pack of deodorant for $5 and whatever. Sometimes saving $1 and understanding that the price of the black dollar, come in conflict. But, spend your money how you want to and, whatever.
Right.
All right. So apparently slavery is being taught in different ways in school these days.
Yeah. So this teacher created Set Your Price for a Slave assignment for an elementary school student. And okay, so this is basically how it goes. A Missouri elementary school has issued an apology. Tired of these fucking apologies. After one of its,
like at this point,
just punch him in the motherfucking face.
At this point, you could run through the airport screaming "nigga," get to your gate, turn around, go sorry, and be okay. Like, what is happening? Sorry does not take away the bullshit.
Pretty much. Okay, so an elementary school has issued an apology after one of its teachers asked their students to set a price for a slave for a school assignment. I really want to talk to this teacher and be like, what WTF? A 5th grade class at Blades Elementary School in Melville was given an assignment called the Colonial Market. God, this gets worse.
Why?
Fuck.
Hold on. My bladder is full. Please get to the punchline.
Okay. The students were required to set prices for several items such as lumber, tar, wool, milk, tomatoes, and other goods. The last question on the assignment asked them to set a price.
How many slaves would it take?
For their slaves since they were owners of a plantation.
Wow.
The assignment read, and I quote, "You own a plantation or farm and therefore need more workers. You begin to get involved in the slave trade industry."
Hold on. I got to pee. But we get real quick.
Okay. Have slaves that work on your farm. Your product is to trade is slaves. Set your price for a slave. These could be worth a lot.
First
hold
of all,
on, I gotta pee.
Okay.
Y'all go ahead.
Go.
I was sad because the kid on there first put like $5 and then like scribbled out and put $3.
What?
Like, what?
No.
He was like, wait a minute. 3 for 2.
First of all,
oh,
what kind of an assignment is that to give kids? Because in a way, you kind of legitimize the whole act itself. Like this is an arithmetic problem, kids. Solve it. What is the cost of a human fucking life?
This is an 80-year-old teacher.
Oh my God, who is this teacher?
It's an 80-year-old teacher who's giving them the same project they had when they was kids.
Yo. Okay, so there's more. So hold on one second
All right,
here.
here we go.
So as part of both the Missouri Learning Standards for 5th grade social studies and the 5th grade Melville School District curriculum, students were learning about having goods, needing goods, and obtaining goods, and how that influenced early settlement in America.
Not by selling slaves,
there would
though.
be a different way to go about that, you know? And Principal Jeremy Booker sent a letter home to parents calling the assignment culturally insensitive. Who wrote that for you?
No.
And said the teacher expressed remorse. I don't know.
What remorse?
No. The unnamed teacher, that's going to be a very short-lived thing because we're going to find out who that motherfucker is.
My question
is currently on administrative leave. No. He added the teacher has expressed significant remorse. No. The district is continuing to investigate the event. Also, I'm working with district leadership to provide all Blades teachers and staff with professional development on cultural bias in the near future.
What investigation do you need? It's right there on the paper.
This
And
is
you know the sad part?
2019.
And the sad part, I'm back. Bladder has been relieved. I couldn't sit here through this.
That's okay.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Niggas is too worried about where they can get a Popeye's chicken sandwich. You need to pay attention to local, state, and national policies and education, because the people who are elected to lead these educational communities, whether it's the school board or whatever, these people are setting the tone for what's acceptable. How is it that a teacher could feel comfortable in 2019 to teach kids the price of slavery, or the price, have them even think about how much they would pay to purchase a person of color to do free labor? Because the people in these communities clearly don't give a fuck.
I really don't think it should never have been an assignment. Some people are up in arms. Some parents are up in arms saying that fifth grade is too early to learn about slavery, which I don't agree with.
Learning.
But exactly, it's not about learning. This was an interactive assignment, and it was so tone deaf. It's mind-boggling.
But it's sort of like if the teacher felt comfortable enough to put this on paper and pass it around to where people can take it and show it.
This is a good idea. Here, kids.
It's a culture that's not only acceptable, but also perpetuates that it's something that they should do.
Is Missouri a red state?
It has to be.
It ain't no nigga
It has to be.
But that's the point. So no matter what we say, people are still going to get off. They're going to go in the comments, talk about how disgusted they are, and they're going to do nothing to get involved in their communities.
Right.
And I can tell you, I'm just today went to my Facebook and went off on the mayor of my hometown because he woke up this morning and endorsed Bloomberg and brought Bloomberg to Stockton and is saying that he's endorsing him. This is a young 21-year-old black man who was endorsed by Obama, who's a Democrat and hasn't done enough for the black people in Stockton, but now is endorsing this guy who implemented Stop and Frisk in New York and fucked off communities of color and is now coming out saying, sorry, that was such a bad idea.
Years later.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, be involved. I'm in LA, but I got my eye on Stockton. I'm involved in Stockton. I'm watching what's happening in Stockton. And people should be, because
watch you become the mayor of Stockton.
Because it's too far away and it don't make enough money.
Okay, never mind.
But I can have far much more influence because there's an idea I have that I want to talk to you after the show about what I can create in Stockton that gives me a platform to talk to the community. I mean, I feel like, this has a platform that reaches all across the country now. We're talking to the whole country. Hey, country.
Yeah.
Missouri, get your people together. Find that girl and lock her up.
Do something.
Yeah. We're going to find out who this teacher is.
Okay. Well, we've done a whole show. Can you believe it?
Woo-woo!
This has been very therapeutic.
Hey, that.
Okay. Listen, one last shout out to the beautiful Miss South Africa who won Miss Universe.
I know.
I laid in bed in Miami and I knew she was going to win because I was looking. She had so much poise and so much. She looked very regal standing up there. She looked like a winner. Shout out to Miss Mexico and Miss Puerto Rico. Y'all lost. Nobody really cares about you at this point, but Miss South Africa looked great. I told my team right before she won, make sure you post this immediately because she's about to win and she won. So congratulations.
So
to
it's
her.
Miss Universe, Miss Teen USA,
Miss America.
Miss America.
It's like one Miss Earth.
Yeah, and Miss USA, Miss Teen USA,
had this
Miss
written down,
Universe, and there's
Listen,
a fourth one. They're all black
the
women
misses
now.
Are black.
Yeah.
They're-
All the misses are black.
Yeah.
Congratulations
All
to
the
you.
pageant representation
I had
is
this written
now
down.
is now led by a black woman, and that is the first time in history.
amazing.
And they're all
Yeah.
extremely beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
So don't give me shit about OG. I said what the fuck I said. And shout out to Evelyn. I saw her and her daughter. Ugly is ugly, pretty is pretty. You beautiful queens have won. And those of you that are not attractive, you still ain't attractive, but you're welcome on the show. I'm out.
What?
Peace.
You got to decipher that one.